We have some very old
Hey guys, welcome back to CitizenCon. I'm a little bit late getting this going, but we should be good. We are going to be checking out the ship panel now, so let's enjoy.
So let's talk about one that is a bit older than that.
Oh, the Zeus.
So, the RSI is...
So, in 2130, RSI made some major kind of advancements in quantum technology. They developed, or they released, the first ship that was kind of available for the mass market that had quantum capability. This kind of mid-range explorer really put RSI at the kind of forefront of ship development. Now, it was a really good thing, it really kind of boosted them as a company, but it wasn't kind of all good. The original RSI Zeus had some major issues with its hull integrity. That being said, there's always kind of been this demand for RSI to release the Zeus. It's kind of had this cult following that's grown up over the years. I'm kind of very happy to announce today that RSI have kind of taken that challenge on board. They've developed a whole new vehicle that is designed to ferry a whole new generation of travellers across our universe. Visually, it's something that pays homage back to the original Zeus. It's something that's really is justified to have that name. And I'm happy to say it exceeds all current safety standards and all our current ship production techniques.
So, do you want to have a look at the all-new RSI Zeus Mark II? Here it is.
Ooh! Very
So, we are going to hand over to Elwin and Mark to go through this, and you can see there's three of them there. So we're going to do a bit of a deeper dive onto these three ships now.
Yeah, it doesn't. I was going to say it doesn't look that big.
Okay, welcome. Come on, go.
It looks like Spirit size. Roughly maybe a little smaller than the Spirit. Smaller because the size of that is the size of a Scorpius.
The content designer at Cloud Imperium games.
No, because the Spirit's smaller than the MSR. Is it? It's got, oh yeah.
What do you guys think?
The Spirit's got good content.
Alright, well, let's take some time now to take a look at this classic RSI design and see how we've reimagined it.
So, when we decided we wanted to tackle the Zeus, we had to consider what direction RSI would take it in if we were doing it today. We couldn't just remake the original Zeus because, although it was obviously a massive piece of history, all it was really used was transporting and moving around. So we had to consider exactly what we wanted to do with the ship. In the end, we decided to go for 3 variants, allowing you to pick which way you want to actually play the game. So what we're going to do is talk about those variants that we decided on in the end, and go into a bit more detail with them. First of all, we have the ES. The ES is the essential. It's the long-range exploration version of the Zeus. It's designed to let you go out for a long time and explore the universe. Next up, we have the Mark. The Mark is the bounty hunter version. This is there for you so you can actually go out, find your targets, and bring them back. It's also been purposely outfitted so that you can have all the tools that you need to disable, capture, and bring them home. Finally, the last version we're going to talk about is the CL, the Clipper. Might be a name people are familiar with if they know much about maritime. This is the cargo version of the Zeus Mark II. This is designed so you can move your goods around the universe.
Of the 3 variants, the Zeus Essential is the one that harkens back the most to the original design, with the original white on black paint job and the vertical stabilizers. We also worked to maintain the silhouette of the original, but brought that forward to modern day RSI design with tons of technical detail.
Yeah, it does.
It's
like a space shuttle.
On the underside, the landing gear and underslung turret, as well as the entrance ladder, folded perfectly flush, leaving behind a super smooth underbelly, just like the original design.
But you probably all want to see what the inside looks like, so let's have a closer look. despite the slim body of the Zeus, we've been able to pack a lot into it to give everything you need when you're doing the deep space exploration. You have a fairly comfortable habitation and recreation area,
What did they say?
so that when you're out away from home, it's not too unpleasant. In addition to that, the rear room has a 32 SU cargo capacity, as well as being able to fit a cyclone, so if you do decide to land on planet, you can have a look around.
Okay.
Talk about the loadout, it's a ship designed for 3 crew. It comes with 4 size 2 shield generators, 2 size 2 power plants, 2 size 2 coolers, and 2 size 4 pilot controlled weapons. And obviously the remote turret that I mentioned earlier, it's a size 3 remote turret.
It's not bad.
Size 3 remote turret.
Okay.
Now the Zeus Mark was always designed from the beginning to be a sleek and aggressive bounty hunter. As such, the black paint will help you stay hidden in the shadows until you're ready to strike. We've also redesigned the spine in order to embed an EMP and a quantum dampener, which allows us on the art side to really crank up
It has
the
an
level of
EMP
detail
and a
next to
quantum
it.
dampener.
We've also added a second remote turret on the top.
2 turrets.
Looking at the interior of the Mark, you see that the habitation's taken a little bit of a hit. It moved forward, but what we've been able to add in exchange for that is a massive armory. Let you take all the different weapons and equipment you might need while you're tracking your target along with this.
I like that.
Looking into the rear, we actually have a dedicated area just for the actual bounty hunter pods. So that's what you're seeing in this blue. So you can stack up the pods and take multiple people back with you. It has less SU than the ES, it only has 16 SU. And it does have a different loadout with components, only having 3 size 2 shield generators.
It looks
like Owen said, it does have a top-mounted forward-facing turret, so that you can put the pressure on the target as you chase it. The EMP and QD drive are designed to stop the target escaping once you've caught up with them.
Interesting.
Now, because the Zeus Clipper focuses on hauling cargo, we've decided to lean into the industrial aesthetic. We've covered the exterior with a warning strip paint job, and we've covered the exterior with more technical detail and armor plating. In addition to that, it comes with a remote tractor beam which is mounted on the rear to the side of the ramp to make it easier to haul cargo in and out of the cargo hold. We've also added thrust capacity to the base of the wings.
As you can see, there is an absolutely massive rear to it compared to the others. The habitation areas have been massively pushed so that you don't get much space, but we can get way more cargo in. It actually has 4 times the cargo capacity of the S, coming in at 128 SUs of cargo.
That's pretty good.
This one also features 3 size 2 shield generators, and like I mentioned, it has a size 3 tractor beam to make it much easier to get those cargo containers in and out of the action. What do you think?
3 size 2 shields is pretty good. That's a pretty cool ship. Yeah.
So, last year we introduced the Spirit, and anyone that may be playing on their live last couple of days might have seen the new ship added to the verse, Year 1. We hope to follow a similar route with the Zeus, where we announce it today, and then in about a year's time, hopefully they'll be ready to reveal to the public to actually play with. But this is just a concept. We're not just going to show you some images. The Zeus is actually an active white box development right now.
It's just better for
Just have a look.
I think the 400i is better. Or bigger. Bigger.
Not
bigger.
cargo-wise, though. Maybe
it is better shields.
Big ass nose.
It is better shields. And way more fuel.
So as you guys have seen with the Spirit, and with the many ships we've released thus far, our ships can, when they're finished, look absolutely gorgeous. But before any of them get to that point, they have to grow to a very specific development process, which is the first stage of that process.
I still like the 400i.
At this point, we've taken the concept, ripped it to shreds, and reassembled it, and plugged it all back together with the editor so that we can get a real good look at what players are going to see when they finally get this game. At this stage, with the Zeus, we've already ripped out all the thrusters, we've ripped out the landing gear, the turret, the seats, the beds, all of the interior spaces, plug those guys back in, and we have what you see here.
I thought this was going to be straight to flyable, though.
Probably not straight to flyable, but...
That's not what they said they wanted to do next year.
So again, which is nice. The process. At this point, we're able to jump in, start throwing in cargo,
It's so nice that they've started only doing like announcing concepts once they're like in white box.
Yeah, that's good.
And just getting an overall sense of what it feels like to interact with the vehicle. And it is very common that in this stage, we'll make some adjustments from the original plan. As an example, on this ship, we've made the decision to expand the center corridor, add a little bit more space to the rooms. And as a result, that's going to make it a much smoother experience for players to traverse the interior of the ship, as well as for AI to traverse the interior of the ship. We've also expanded the main airlock that leads to the enter-exit ladder. And up here in the cockpit, we've separated the co-pilot seats to tab in
I like
to allow players to get in and out.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
So with white box, not the prettiest stage in the process, but
the question is like, which one
because it means
do
we'll
I
be able to
want?
deliver a
Because I
beautiful
probably
ship
want
that is
at
also
least one of
extremely
them.
fun to play.
ES is probably just the most versatile.
Yeah, the ES is the most versatile. I like the cargo one. The cargo one was that the CL?
Yeah, Clipper, yeah.
The Clipper?
So that was the RSI Zeus, the 3 variants.
150.
Obviously, the screen says behind me, it's available now.
150.
It starts at the website. You will follow that URL or the QR code behind me.
What?
Yeah, and then the MR is...
Now, we've just talked about the ship with the longest
190.
legacy.
190?
Yeah, 190 for the MR.
What's the ES?
Let's change this a little bit
135?
and talk about a much newer ship.
Yeah, 170 war bomb.
You'd think you'd swap the
We'll talk about
ES and the Clipper's price.
the
For
cutter.
They're just in a war bond one.
So, obviously, last year at IAE, we unveiled the cutter.
Oh,
and
not the
our guys
IAE?
seem to love it. Some interesting information about it. It was actually the single most popular straight flight ready ship we've ever released. You guys really, really liked it. In addition to that, it's actually the best selling Drake ship to date. But what people didn't know, and we kept a very good guarded secret that no one managed to figure out. No one.
There's a war bond trailer pack.
It was always meant to be a family of 3.
Oh,
That comes with all 3 of them.
two more.
Now,
Two more
what everyone is
cutters.
already familiar with is the base. That's the version that's out in the universe right now that you're already enjoying. What we're going to do today, though, is we're going to talk about the next variant of the
Racing variant?
Scout.
Oh, that looks cool. Fix the cutter scout.
All right, let's just take a minute and sort of enjoy the incredible work.
Well, it's got the red windows.
Pushing this guy out.
It's got like a huge radar thing on top. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a scanner.
It's like a little,
Terrapin.
yeah.
That looks cool though.
When the original when the original cutter was released, it helped us to refine the Drake aesthetic. And now with the variants, we'll be able to add a unique identity to each version. On the Scout, we've decided to replace the main thrusters with a dual thruster system.
Okay, no more VTOL. No more VTOL.
And you'll see here we've also added a radar dish to the top, which relates directly to the scanning gameplay that comes with this ship. In addition to that, we have a series of exterior bottom modifications to just push that flavor a little bit further. And you'll see here a transition between the default and the Scout, so you can clearly see the differences.
Oh, it's got different engines.
Oh, yeah, it does, huh?
Yeah, that's what we were just saying. It's no VTOL, but it's got really good back thrust. Or maybe still does VTOL.
Yeah,
So it's
it still turns.
XL VTOL?
A fast little guy.
But it's got good back thrusters.
Yeah.
Because the regular one does not. It has no socket.
On the interior, we've expanded the rear section of the ship in order to include a dedicated standing scanning station, which we'll show here in a second. Along with that, we've also increased the space in the rear to house the larger components that are necessary to support that gameplay. Now, expanding the rear did encroach into the habitation, but we were able to rearrange the components in that room so that nothing was lost in the transition. And on the cockpit, it's the same cockpit that you all know and love from the original cutter. From this view, you'll more clearly see the shift that we had to make in the rear in order to support the gameplay that we're trying to achieve. We're really proud of what the team has done with this ship, and we hope you like the Scout as much as we do.
So, obviously we've just introduced the Scout. What are the main differences between the bits? It is varying after all. So the first big difference is radar. It has a size 2 radar, and to accommodate and supply that, it comes with a size 2 power plant and a size 2 cooler, as well as the dedicated scanning terminal that Ella mentioned earlier. Obviously, as you saw, habitation got a little bit cozier, and unfortunately has lost 2 SU compared to the base, so it only has 2 SU cargo capacity instead of the 3. Now, what we also want to do is talk a little bit more about the future of scanning, if people are interested to hear about that. So what is the future of scanning? We'll touch on it lightly. At the moment, there are 2 main ways for you to interact with the scanning gameplay loops. The first one's obviously the scan, and the second one's the ping system. Both of these are going to be merged into a single system known as a scan wave. When you send the scan wave out, if you're getting successful pings, what will happen is it will immediately populate your HUD with an AR marker, give you information about what you've been able to scan, as well as starting to give you far more interesting information than you get now, rather than just the name of the ship. The underlying system is like the signature system, similar to what it does today. And
when I say Zeus, I mean...
There are 2 main scans. There is the quick scan. Quick scan is just a low version of it. It has a very small impact on your own signal output. So if you want to stay a little bit more covert, potentially not be looking at something you shouldn't, you can use that one instead. The main benefits are small increase in your actual passive detection range, as well as being able to detect things that may be a little fainter than you should be able to see. This has a decent amount of cutting through interference, but not phenomenal. The other version is the charge scan. The charge scan is the big scan. Now, this will actually allow you to detect things up to quantum boost range, which is way further than the current passive detection range. And not only that, but it'll actually drop a marker allowing you to jump straight to that location, whatever it's detected. You don't want to be jumping in the lights. And as I said, it's going to give you way more information than it did before.
Why not just take it's faster.
Some examples,
but has way less fuel.
Things like
for Pyro,
this
would be really good, just like pop from station to station, or station
does it have it?
Whatever.
Is it perhaps charging an EMP? It's got a snare up trying to catch it. It gives you that additional information so you can make a decision whether you actually want to get to that location. That's just a brief glimpse into the future of scanning, what our vision is for it. Right now, the scout is actually in 321.
Oh,
it's available. If you go to that address, or go to our website, if you are good, it's actually in the universe right now. You don't need to wait for a patch for that. I've been Mark.
And I'm Elwin. And before we step off, if you haven't had a chance to get one of these hats, this one in particular is signed by 7 members of the ship development team. And if you want it, during the meet and greet, if you can tell me the name of the 7 people who signed this, all of who are in attendance here, by the way, today, the first person to give me those names gets to keep it.
Ain't nobody getting
Other than that, thank you guys and have a great CitizenCon.
Small thing for you. John Crew is one of those names.
Not going to show the 3rd variant of the
fantastic guys, everyone.
Show us the last cutter.
The racing cutter.
What if it's a bomber cutter and it just has like just one size 9 torpedo glued to the top of the bomb?
We didn't show a lot of it because it does sort of turn up in some other teams' panels, and we didn't want to steal their glory a day early. So I highly recommend sticking around for both the UI one and the flight one tomorrow. So we've talked about the past, we've talked about the present. Let's talk about the future. So here is a big block of squares that represents our backlog. So each one of these squares is a ship or a vehicle, All the light blue ones are all the ones we have released to date. All those grey ones are the ones that we have not done yet. The dark blue ones are the ones that will be in your hands by the end of the year.
What? What? Wow.
So, we have over 200 vehicles for us to support as a vehicle content team.
How many have they released this year already?
For those of you that are trying to do the maths in your head right now going, that's a wrong number. This includes every single vehicle that we've ever shown to you, whether that's in a Squadron 42 visual tease or like a trailer. Some of them are obviously Squadron exclusives, some of them are going to be NBC exclusives. We still have to support them all. So every vehicle in the game, we have our hands on and we do a lot of work to support them for you. Not the only thing we do, we also introduce new content like the Mirai Fury. We deliver previous promised content, and as you'll see today and tomorrow, we do a lot of gameplay support. So obviously we help out. Ships are like the heroes of the game. You saw in the resource network engineering panel how that's going to impact ships. You will have seen, if you've been paying super close attention.
They say delivering promised content and they show a picture of the Idris.
Stay tuned for that. We do all that. So we do
I know
work
it's in the game, it's not
all
flyable.
aspects of both projects. And to do all that, we need to do a few things.
Okay, yeah, so John's talked to me about the backlog. I'm going to kind of take a little bit of how are we going to do this?
I need it.
So in April
my baby.
2023, we actually kicked off a new ship team in our
the
newest
second biggest ship I have in my fleet.
That was the biggest.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's the biggest.
The Kraken Privateer.
So we've now got 5 artists, 4 vehicle artists, 1 vehicle designer, 1 embedded QA tester, 1 producer. And that kind of gives us everything we need to start bringing content out of another location.
It is like twice as expensive.
And it also means that we now have kind of reps globally for the vehicle content team in all 5 of our
It's just a real car.
What's the really nice thing about that is it kind of opens up a new pool of a kind of talent that we can pick from, and it should really help us to deliver some more content for the game. And you've actually just seen the first 2 ships out of that studio. So the Cloud Imperium and the Zeus both being developed by our Montreal team.
Cool. Nice, nice.
We're going to look a little bit more in depth at the kind of the art team and how we've grown over the years. You can see from this graph, this is our kind of like live numbers of how many vehicle artists we have dedicated to the project. You can see there's a nice trajectory going up. And with more team members, that also means we get kind of like not just more people to throw at stuff, but we get more experience, we get more knowledge. And that's, that allows us to kind of tackle our larger, kind of more complex
Did they announce anything straight to flyable?
Yes,
they did. The Cutter Scout is in 3.21 right now, and it just went live on the store.
That has kind of real consequences.
And they also announced the Zeus, which should be released by next year. There are 3 variants. I bought them all already.
But also, some of that knowledge.
Also, hi, Moo.
With that leads us to have to make some kind of pretty hard, heavy decisions about what we're working on. And I think most recently, and probably most well known, is Bammy Merchant. Yeah. Now,
BMM?
We're going to take a quick look at where we got to with Merchant, just to show where we were up to before that happened in 2022.
How much does this cost now? Like $650? Looks like the whale.
It was like $650.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
I like the old design more. I like how aggressive it was. It is very gorgeous though.
Look at those engines!
Huge.
It's so cool.
He's a fan of merchant enjoyer.
I like the merchant man.
This reminds me of that.
Oh my gosh. it's a turret. You sit in the chair, and then the turret comes down and grabs you and pulls you back up.
It looks like that's where they put you in that seat and then carve you up, you know?
Yeah.
These are the Banu Love Dungeons.
The Banu Sex Dungeon. That's where you get the Banusi.
Hot swap, you know?
Ooh. This thing's gonna be so cool when it's done.
That's kind of like that market area.
Yeah, that's the.
The utility of it, though, that's kind of.
This room looks pretty done. Yeah, that's the meeting room.
It's weird, though. It looks like beds.
Yeah. They're beds, and then there's like a meditation circle.
Kind of like a ring light.
Make it fly.
Oh wait, look at that word dock. That atmosphere. It's like a capital ship docking. A docking.
Yeah. That's cool.
So they're gonna have atmospheric docking ports. I guess that's how you're gonna be able to land a jet.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Give us more information on the BMM. The cutter
So
scout.
that video shows where we got up to with the merchantman. You can see we finished white box, kind of integrate box.
Being able to land capitals
I think
in
one of the best things
atmosphere
about working in a company like
would be really
Games
cool.
is that we're able to be pretty honest and pretty open with our development. One of the biggest questions we get is, what's up with the merchantman? Where is it? Why did it stop? And the merchantman brought a lot of unique challenges to us. It was a completely new art style, something that's very, very different from what we normally do with our human manufacturers. I think, we could have paused other ships. We could have moved some of our other artists onto the merchantman, but with the kind of exodus of our kind of senior team in 2022, we didn't just lose people, we lost a lot of the knowledge that went into building out that white box and really kind of delivering that art style. What we decided to do at the time is rather than try and rush something out, just get something out to get it done, we looked at where we were, and for us, the most important thing was growing our team back up. We wanted to invest in our team and use our seniors and our kind of managers to help get us up to the point where we can tackle multiple large capital ships at one time. I think the graph previously kind of showed that we've got the head numbers now, and now it's about onboarding our new staff members. It's about skilling them up and getting them to the point. And I would absolutely love to be stood on stage going, yeah, look at the management, it's amazing, like it's done. But we're not at that point just yet. We do see all the comments, I do see all the notes about it, and I absolutely want to get this ship out and done. I just wanted to be open and honest as well with our development.
Yeah, to add to that, it is probably the most question I get asked at any event, and I really want to get it done, get it out for you guys, but we don't want to give you a half-baked thing. We want to give you a really great product that we can all be proud of, and it's delivered alongside gameplay. So, let's talk about something else quickly.
Ooh.
So, Squadron 42 vehicles.
Yes?
How many of you have an Idris of some kind? Right. So, we plan to deliver the Idris alongside the Squadron, and that doesn't mean just the M. We're going to deliver the M, the P, and the K kit all together in one delivery.
I have to say, like, the Squadron is...
Javelin owners, I'm afraid, you're going to have to wait a bit longer after that. It's obviously the biggest ship players can own. And we have recently looked at what is left to deliver on it. We've got plans. There will be modularity with it. That will come after Squadron releases.
Okay.
And those of you who also have Vandal, Scythe, Glaive, Blade, I after Squadron releases, you will also get the updated models as well for that. Right. Next.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the
Kind of ship panel,
glaze,
this kind of event is kind of done without looking at what's coming up next. Previously, we used to do these kind of like silhouettes, but we kind of always felt they were a little bit predictable. We ended up just making most of them anyway. So last year we changed things up. We asked what manufacturers we want to see make our next large mining ship, and you're going to see more about that at IAE next month.
I don't remember.
But again, this year we decided just to mix things up a little bit with how we wanted to deliver this. So you're about to see in a minute a video. It shows some ships you might recognise. Hopefully, it will show you some that you don't recognise. But feel free to get on Spectrum afterwards, take a look, give us a guess what you think they might be. Because we'd love to hear your input.
I will just add to that as well. We aim to deliver everything you see in this video and more in the next 12 months.
Huh?
What?
Everything in this video within the next 12 months. So next year. That's new. Finally.
The X series. Nice.
Another Ursa.
Yeah. Okay.
That looks cool.
That's,
What is that?
That's Impa.
Oh. What is that?
That's the Zeus.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
That's the.
That's another
kind of a ride.
Another Fury.
It's too big though to be regular Legionnaire.
Yeah.
Some kind of bomber.
What is that?
I don't know.
Whoa.
That looks. Oh,
That's an
Retaliator.
The modular version, probably.
Yeah.
Or was that the Galaxy or was that the Polaris?
Whichever one's smaller.
I don't know if you noticed, but there's one big ship in that video.
Wait, that was a Polaris.
Within the next 12 months?
Yeah.
That is
It's a family affair.
Yeah.
So, we've done a lot of talking. We'll do a bit more talking about it.
So yeah, okay. Just wanted to touch again on like, what are we doing an RSI ship? Like, what is with that? So, the thing about doing another RSI ship is that we've got a really well-established art style for RSI in our universe, and it gives us the ability to kind of train up newest members of the team on something that's kind of quite a known element. That's freaking exciting. The Polaris. The way we are like planning on tackling
Give me that.
Polaris is not tackling one ship.
Do you have a Polaris?
Anyone that knows our backlog knows we have a number of large RSI ships on there.
Yes.
And our kind of plan is that we tackle that as a family of ships. We don't just tackle one of them and then we go off and do
Building
something
capital
else.
ships in brand families to utilize shared assets to expedite their delivery.
We
Okay.
want to tackle them all together, one after the other. And what that really allows us to do is
So
just
basically they're
streamline
working
our
on the
process.
Polaris and then they're going to use the assets
We're able
to probably get the
for
Galaxy and the
common areas of
Perseus
the
out.
ship, where we've got kits that we're confident in, that we can reuse, we can make the most out of them. And then that allows us
that means that
to focus our development
this
time
year,
and our
and then
efforts
we're
really
gonna
on the much more unique, important, and exciting areas
What
of the
capital
ship.
ship will we get this year?
It,
Are we getting the Polaris
tackling
this
them as a
year?
family kind of allows us to
Well, that's not this
expedite
year.
their development, we leverage the experience we've got in the team.
I want one in.
And it just allows us to, like I say,
But they made that
streamline
announcement
it.
back whenever they
So,
did the
first up we've got the Polaris, next up we've got the Galaxy, then we've got the Perseus, and that kind of closes out most of our large RSI ships.
That's
and
what they
then
just
we
said.
can see what we want to take on after that.
Then do the next manufacturing work, their lineup.
Well, I think that's pretty much everything we want to talk about today.
Really?
However, before we go, we're going to... Torsten's already stolen the predictable joke here, so we'll do one last thing to show you guys.
What is that?
Let's have a look at the current state of the Polaris.
Oh.
in-engine,
Oh,
and
that's
white
the
box
rear
state.
turret. Love it. Box, not gray box?
Oh, it's so big.
Ooh. Oh, it's so pretty. love the captain's chair.
Fire the torpedoes.
Okay, escape pods is what that looks like.
Some components.
Big ass hallway.
Is that habitation or something?
It reminiscent of the hallway.
Captain's quarters.
Jump down into the starlight, the trash compactor.
Oh, there's the hangar.
Yeah, the hangar.
Engineering room, yeah. It's so big.
The cargo.
Yeah, that's cargo bay.
Imagine hitting the Mustang with one of those.
That's an Idris.
Yo, did you see how that ship came out? That's an engine.
Yeah.
Oh, those torpedoes. That motherfucker carries size 12 torpedoes. Oh, so they launch torpedoes out these tubes right there. You see those pop up?
Oh.
So they pop up and then they can shoot from behind.
That's so cool.
Or they to the front.
Damn. Now all they need to do is fix the netcode so that they'll actually hit.
Whoa! Did you guys see that? That was amazing! Give it up for the team.
That was awesome. I'm so excited for the Polaris.
I'm still kind of disappointed that like they dropped the cutter. And that's it. Yeah.
Woo, a cutter! Yay!
We're going to go on a little bit of a journey down just leisurely Sunday road.
I wish we had more.
I drive, I think, my favorite vehicle for driving, the Drake Dragonfly. That's right, it is back 2018 with a fresh new pyro paint job that you can see in the digital goodies bag and purchase now. Robert Space Industries Pledge Store. Check it out now. JRDF did an amazing job.
I wish they like you
making
sat on like a
Dragonfly
motorcycle.
super
Felt
pyro
like a
theme.
motorcycle.
Look here, we have the pyro amalgamated
They're all like quads.
label, I guess we call it. I don't know what we call it. I'm not a car guy. I'm not a car guy. We have like some very cool details and designs. I'm gonna try and
Yeah,
hop
the
on
actual
it.
like one that's got actual
How
motorcycles.
badly this goes.
I still like
Like a glove.
wheels are too big.
It's super cool thing up here. Actually, I think it would be this cool thing up here, but it feels like you're about to drive a Dragonfly. If you guys are still here at the show floor, be sure to check out the Drake Dragonfly. I really just want to like drive this thing off the stage. You know that like, what's that feeling you have where you're like on a balcony and you like look over the balcony and you're like, there's a little internal, it's intrusive thought. There's intrusive thought where it's like jump. My intrusive thought is drive away. And I want to drive away on the Drake Dragonfly right now. This is so cool. We have photographers taking photos. If you guys are interested in looking at your photos afterwards, JRDF is making those photos available to everybody.
Yeah, more technically.
I'm sure we'll tweet it out. Galactica, get on it.
But-
You know, that's
well, no,
your
I think
job.
because I haven't
Anyways,
applied my
I'll cut it back over to Jared. I'll see you guys back here soon. Have fun.
All right, so we are here with the members of the PMO team. I want to say at the start of the show, I made it very clear that marketing did not make any of those videos. Developers made any of those videos. I can't help but notice that Polaris took out that Idris really quick. Are you trying to start about 50 different arguments on Reddit?
Love the arguments. Love them. Polaris for life.
That's the Idris.
He said F the Idris.
Ben, would you like to go on record?
All ships are equally as
And Elman, would you like to revise your answer? F the Idris.
The views and opinions of Ellen Batchelor Jr. do not represent those of Cloud Imperium Games or Space Industries or its subsidiaries.
Don't look at us! Ben Parr's off the side, he's like, alright, so, the Zeus. First question that I see a lot of people had on Twitch watching the stream is, obviously, it doesn't look like the Zeus that we've all known from the lore and stuff. I mean, I think the first image of the Zeus was probably in 2012 or 2013, in that really early lore post. Why did we change it?
Were they not listening to the presentation?
I was.
So there's a few things. Obviously, it was built as a product of its time, both in lore and back in the day.
I was too busy looking at how it is.
Oh, thank you. But also, I think Ben will probably want to talk about more of this, is we have design languages for RSI now, and it doesn't really fit in with them anymore.
Yeah, I think, when we look at reimagining our ships, our manufacturers, we didn't want to just release the classic Mini today. We wanted to look at it and
today, so maybe tomorrow?
No. So what we wanted to do, bring it up to standard, both in terms of its quality and what it can deliver as a ship, but also visually. I think RSI has grown as a manufacturer over the years. I think you can see how not all ships roll off the production line in day one. Each of our manufacturers also have a history, and I think it's fine to see progression for that throughout the timeline of our game. Sorry.
Just saying hate the Zeus.
It's not just the visuals, but it's important that the amount of time it takes to get your jalopy, that's why I asked, up to level.
I didn't do it, did I? You did it.
The amount of time it takes to actually get a ship, the amount of time it takes to get a ship actually flight ready in the universe, it would be a lot of work to get something that, for the most part, has about the same amount of space as a space shuttle, and you wouldn't be able to use any of the game with it. You wouldn't be able to fill it with cargo, it'd be really difficult getting out. And if they're spending that amount of time getting something flight ready in the universe, we'd much rather give you something you can engage with and do more with. It's far more interesting to get a ship that you can bounty hunting in or cargo in.
It's going to be one of those live streams, huh? All right, we're almost at the end. All right, so enough about what the Zeus is. The Zeus, favorite thing, top of your head, what's your favorite thing about the Zeus? Ellen? F the interest. All right. Favorite thing about the Zeus?
The white and black color scheme.
Favorite thing about the Zeus?
Its belly. It's got a really lovely, sleek belly.
Just had this image of a Zeus wearing Spanx. What are you laughing at? All right, so we also talked about the Cutter Scout. Is this the last variant of the Cutter we're going to see? When we first introduced the Cutter, we said it was a platform ripe for future variants. Is this the last Cutter variant that's on the thing, or can you maybe tease something for the future?
Absolutely not. There was obviously that mysteriously third blurred image. So the Montreal team, did both of them as basically their first onboarding task into the vehicle pipeline. Both of them are done now. So you will see the third one soon, Tia.
IAE.
Soon, Tia.
You just haven't done spaceship,
Probably IAE.
not putting it out there.
Strange, isn't it?
That entire talk about the pipeline was BS. You've got a done spaceship. Put it out, Tom Cruise.
No, we've just really streamlined it.
It's about the belly. All right. We're working with diminishing returns here, so we're going to wrap this up. We're going to go back to Dan. He's back in Hall B. I think he's at the merch booth. Dan, what do you got for us? Well, the opposite of diminishing returns is amazing merch. I am here at the merch booth with some amazing merch that we made just for CitizenCon. Now, if you guys are home feeling the FOMO, that's fair. You guys should have it.
I need to stop getting souvenirs. I already have too much.
Most of the merch on display behind me is available for you guys to pick up at the RSI Pledge store right now.
Buy
There are
another
obviously
suitcase
some
or
exclusive
something. I
CitizenCon
don't even
stuff
know.
only for CitizenCon attendees. So if you're here at the show floor, come over to the merch booth. The line was astronomical earlier today. It's much more manageable now, so if you haven't gotten a chance to pick it up yet, now might be a good time to make your way over to the merch booth and pick up some stuff. I was given a sweet box as an early Luminalia present, so we're going to do a little bit of an unboxing to show you guys some of the cool stuff. I mentioned earlier that I helped the subscriber program at one point, and one of my favorite pieces of subscriber flair that I'm responsible for was the CDF bobbleheads. We have brought them to life finally. I know everyone's been asking for a long time for us to make these bobbleheads. Sure enough, we did. You can see them. People are blocking the way. Trust me, they look exactly like the ones in game. They're super cool, super awesome. Again, if you want a little bit of the verse in your home, pick up a bobblehead on your way out. Thank you, Luminalia Claus, for your bobblehead. It's hard to do with one hand. What else we got here? We have this very nice, people keep saying we only make black shirts. We now have an orange shirt. Take that, haters. This is actually really soft. They gave me this for a bit. I'm probably just gonna steal it. You guys won't tell, right? You guys, hey, no narking. Everyone chat, be cool. And we finally get
shipping is
man,
for
this is
to
so
ship
cool.
my merch
I've heard
home.
about this, but this is like
But that's expensive,
for the first time. We have this Black Star Citizen hoodie. You can see on the sleeves we have Gion and Bannon. I asked Dave Haddock directly what they said, and his response was, I don't know. So whatever they say, I'm sure it's something very profound and wise for these alien races. Again, I'm just gonna steal this, so sorry merch team if you were expecting profits on those merch. You're not gonna get them. Now we do again have 3 exclusive merch items for people who are here at CitizenCon. We have a Pyro t-shirt, we have 2 lithographs. I don't know if you can get... I don't know if you're able to see that Burn Pyro t-shirt off over there. That is exclusive to people who are here at CitizenCon 2023. Also in the middle there we have those 2 lithograph art pieces. Again,
They can't tell me that I'm gonna spend money. I should ask them if there's any way to apply my merch. Can I apply my merch purchases to my RSI account?
Oh, what's this? Oh my God! A strange homeless looking man also gave me these AirPod cases with a little Finley attached with it. You know what? Maybe that guy was alright. Whoever he is, I hope he's happy.
I don't have AirPods either.
I actually do.
Didn't you win AirPods
cases,
at
so
like a work raffle?
Everything else, I'm just
Yeah, I gave them to my mom.
I think that wraps it up for me, so I'm going to throw it back to the main convention floor.
already had the
There's going to be a lot more stuff here at CitizenCon. You guys will see it either later today or tomorrow. See you guys then.
What's the last block supposed to be?
Something. It's like navigating something. Navigating the universe. Navigating the universe.
This is my 3rd CitizenCon that I've seen. 2021's the first time I ever saw CitizenCon.
Really?
Yeah.
Same.
Despite having been a backer for 5 years at that point.
I had only been a backer for a few months at that point because I started in summer of 21. Yeah.
The Polaris has size 10 torpedoes, right?
12.
I guess that's why it only took 4.
Wait, are they 10 or 12? What size?
They're 10 because I think the Javelin.
No, the Javelin has 12. The Polaris has 10, size 10.
Because the Retaliator and the Eclipse have 9s. And they take 6 or 7 of them.
Yes, but the Polaris, at least according to the ad, has 24 of them.
So it can kill 6 Idrises.
Gosh, and it's like exponential too, the power.
Yep.
Like between like the 9.
Did you see how long they were?
Yes. That's what I was saying. Like imagine hitting that thing with a Mustang. Or hitting a Mustang with it. It's just hitting a Mustang with a Mustang.
It's
you know?
bigger than a Mustang. Yeah.
hit a Mustang with a MISC Freelancer.
That's what the 12s are, man.
Yeah. It doesn't even blow up. It's a kinetic weapon.
It's literally like the MISC Freelancer Dirt. So I assume how big like a 12 is. Imagine just hitting like a Aurora with that. It's just like this shit. The Aurora blows up, but the missile keeps going. You know?
Except instead of having cargo base and habitations inside, it's just explosive payload.
Just explosive ordnance. Yeah.
If you've ever gone close to the Javelin, like during Xenothreat, when they park it there at Jericho Station, it's got two massive torpedo tubes on the front of it.
I tried to land on the Bengal once. That didn't work out too well.
How quickly did they shoot you?
I just blew up whenever I touched it.
Oh, really?
Before they didn't the first time they put some kind of zone around it where you just exploded.
Yeah.
The next time everybody just shot the shit out of you until you went near it.
Yeah, this time it was I had the explodey zone, but they think they've reduced it. If you just touch it, you blow up. That's what it was. Because I just
if you get too close.
I used to enjoy Lawville's redirection. So like when you're in the wrong, no, it's Area 18 had as well.
Oh yeah.
Whenever you're in a restricted area, it would decide to fly you out
into the building.
But instead of exactly, as
just flying into the building.
Guidance was crap. They just sent you anywhere.
I had it send me down further into it and killed me down there.
And the first thing they put in those shitty landing splines, you take off and you're like, where's the splines gone, man? Where's the splines? And then suddenly, oh no, I'm ended up there.
But now, like, you can just fly through anywhere on Area 18. I was doing it earlier. There's like some massive loading areas I found. I mean, like you could fit like a fucking like crazy size shit in there. I mean, it was the size enough like almost a damn Javelin could fit inside of it. And it's got like a road thing set up where it's like all these different landing zones for like bigger cargo ships.
That's one of the things that's missing from CitizenCon so far. They haven't talked about this road tech. They've got rivers. I want roads to be able to drive down at high speed.
Yeah.
Rather than bump around all over the place.
Yeah.
Where's our aquatic vehicles? Now that they're getting the water tech in.
They mentioned them a while back, didn't they? And there's a couple of vehicles that look like they'd be ideal to be used as either.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the.
I can't tell if I'm in there.
I'm thinking about the 400 by. It looks like a yacht. It looks like it should be floating around.
Yeah, or like the 890.
The 890 jump. You should be able to land
It's built as that too. That's I think that was part of the sales pitch. Is that you can land it in the ocean and you got an actual yacht.
land and they're float around.
It'd be cool if they had actual like buoyancy.
Yeah,
they'll add it probably.
Physics for ships.
I want to be able to chill out on the bow with the umbrella drink and stuff.
That sounds awesome. The Carrack would be another good one, probably.
Haven't we tried to get a Nova inside of on top of a 890?
Yeah, we succeeded.
Did you all succeed? I didn't end up being on.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
How did that work out? Did you guys manage to use it as like a gun platform?
No, I've seen that happen. I've seen some shooting with it.
Yeah, sort of. It kind of worked, and then one of the Novas decided to glitch and fall through the 890, and then everything blew up.
Do you know the plate? You know the on the top of the Carrack, yeah.
Yeah.
We fit a ship inside, and the plate's got gravity on the top, right?
Yeah. So you can land.
Is it supposed to?
Yeah.
Or is it just fucked up?
No, it's supposed to because there's the like doors that leads out onto the top there. So because it has gravity there, you can stand on it. Otherwise, you just fall off.
Yeah, I'm just. Is it just for people to stand on, or did they originally envisage it so you could land another ship on it?
I think it was just so people could stand on it. But obviously now we can land ships on it.
Because being able to carry two Pisces is quite cool.
Yeah.
Have a medical one inside, have the exploration one on the outside.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, I do know. Don't try to take off inside of a Carrack while it's going. Because I did it while we were in Quantum, and I got in the Pisces and I went to take off, and suddenly, I saw stars.
my biggest...
What? What in the world?
It's an alien.
My most epic fail was my little 10-year-old son goes, I want to do a combat drop, Dad.
Oh no.
So I said, okay, yeah, sure. And I took him up in the C2. We were flying along. I said, okay, I'm going to open the door. So I pressed open all the doors and stuff, right? And the idiot tried to drive out the front. He just blew us both up.
Oh, speaking of putting like tanks on ships, I can't wait until like the caterpillar doesn't have the railing, so you can like
and so you can like raise up the vehicles, drive inside, so you can open it. Well, just like a galleon.
Just imagine it comes by, you just broadside somebody with 8 tanks.
Exactly, open it like a galleon.
Exactly, yeah.
Or I mean, I wonder if you can. I think you can fit Furies inside the caterpillar.
If it didn't have the railing that goes weirdly like all the way down. Yeah. If it didn't have that, you could
just imagine caterpillar going up and then all the doors open and just like 8 Furies come out.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
That would be so cool. Our next panel.
My name's David, but everyone calls me Bone. Don't ask. Or maybe ask me later.
The solstice kit looks cool.
So, my job is to oversee all the technical implementation of the UI across the company.
It's cool on the MR.
And if I'm lucky, I get to do some programming from time to time.
I like that blue stripe.
At previous CitizenCon, one in the flesh, in Manchester, I talked about UI tech with my friend and colleague, Zane BM.
425. Oh.
And we were making new tools and technology to help our developers to develop their UI. So that was a few years ago now, and now I'm really privileged to share with you how this technology has been utilised by our talented designers to help improve your experience in the verse. So, along with some of my UI friends that are hidden out the back there, we'd like to show you some of these improvements which are going to help you, the players, navigate the star citizen universe.
Hey, there it is.
So,
and a 600i.
Why are we doing this? Well, Star Citizen is big. Really big.
I love that series.
There's so many unique places, massive planets, moons, space stations, rest stops, you know, there's just loads of places to explore. We have a huge range of spaceships of all shapes and sizes. And there's an enormous amount of things to do, see, people to meet,
just like the
and all this can be shared with friends online.
Just gets deleted on like a as a fluke, and then just is never mentioned again.
And as we've seen today, as our amazing online technology grows, it takes great leaps, and our online player count grows, the possibilities become almost endless. So how are we going to make sense of all this? Right. Well, one of the main ways we do this is with a user interface, or UI for short.
Oh, that's really cool.
Well, that's where we come in, fortunately, being the UI guys. And we do this in loads of ways that you see already, whether it's your vehicle MFDs, or the hood, or the kiosks, where you get your spaceship, or you trade commodities, buy weapons, and all manner of diegetic UIs that you see. Diegetic meaning like things in the world that you can interact with.
The concierge.
But our first real opportunity
gives you like greenish blue
is through the helmet visor display.
It's called Nightfall.
And you just get
that's a scout.
Now,
that's a concierge skin.
The visor display gives you vital information about your status and the environment around you.
You have to buy it.
But this display has gone through many iterations over the years, and it's been built upon and adapted.
No, $3.
Who remembers Arena Commander 1.0? That came out.
Yeah.
That
came out about a year after I started, which was primarily space combat and racing, so the visor was geared towards that. And then it evolved with our first adventures into the online universe, and as all the features get added and all these new things, the visor grows and we put things on it to show you, and now different statuses and like tells you all about what's going on. But with all this evolution, you sometimes lose focus. There's so much we need to know, and when we need to know it is important. So how do we zero in on what's important and at what time? So leaning on this technology that Zane and I and the UI tech team wrote a few years ago, we tried to take a smarter perspective and rework the visor for you. So I'm not going to tell you about that. I'm going to invite Simon Bursey onto the stage and he can tell you more about it. Simon? Okay, so Star Citizen, as you know, is a project which has evolved over its lifetime. Early on in the project, we added the visor, which is the display you see on your helmet when you're walking around the universe in first person. Because the game is always expanding, we often add new gameplay features, and with those come new UI. The various teams slotted pieces into whatever place made sense at the time, but this eventually meant the view became very complex. As you can see, the current live UI can get very cluttered. We have lots of information competing for your attention, so you don't always know where to look, and sometimes the overlaps can make things difficult to read. So, as you can probably tell, the UI team wanted to do a redesign.
I can't wait for some new UI.
We wanted to improve the player's experience by presenting the important information in a clear way. We also needed to create a new framework that supports all the existing features and allows us to add more in future. And finally, we wanted to bring the visuals up to the high standard we're setting for Squadron 42 and soon the Star Citizen persistent universe. So how do we go about that? I believe user interface should always be a collaboration with the teams who build the underlying features. So we worked closely with them on a new layout, keeping some pieces, combining others, and maybe getting rid of a few. Once we figured out the design, we built a new framework using our 3D UI system, and then we worked closely with the various game teams to take all that complex data that existed before and hook it up to the new user interface. When we design player-facing UI, we often try to start with the worst case first, so we can see everything we have to deal with. It was important for us to keep the central area as clear as possible to make it easier for you to see the underlying game. We designed a set of regions that attach to the different parts of the view, and with each of those, we have a set of widgets that can show, hide, and stack when you need them. So, I've told you about everything we wanted to achieve, but wouldn't it be great to see it in game? Does anybody here want to see a live demonstration? Good. I was hoping you'd say that, otherwise it would have been a very short demo. Okay, so we're showing some of our new UI running live in the game. Everything you see is in real time, but I have to tell you we've created a special mission just for the show, which is a little different to what you see in the live game. Okay, so, as you can see, Bones driving.
Compass.
I'm going to say Bones' name more than the other guys do, so it's probably the most times you'll hear that in any presentation. Okay, welcome to the Orison Providence platform. You may have spotted it earlier, but today is the first time we've shown a new visor we developed and tested in Squadron 42. But you'll be happy to know all the UI you see today is going to make its way to Star Citizen.
When is it making it to Star Citizen?
This is secret UE Navy tech, so we'll give it a different look for the persistent universe. As you can see, the display is very clean by default. Many of the elements are contextual, meaning they appear when you need them to avoid cluttering the screen. We've also temporarily hidden a couple of things so we can focus on them later in this demo. Okay, Bo, let's move into the scene, please. Okay, when we get a new mission objective, it appears in the top right of the screen. And you can see that our first mission is to repair a radiation leak. We've done a major overhaul of the augmented reality marker system, so we can follow the yellow on-screen marker to get to our objective. At the top of the screen, you'll also see the compass.
Ooh.
Okay, Bo, let's head towards the objective. We were already happy with the way the player status widgets worked, showing you contextual information about your character and environment. So we've given them some visual polish and added a few new ones. The environmental radiation here is quite high, and over time it will lay down our suit and damage the player.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Looks like we can see the source of the radiation there.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I think somebody's damaged the pipe, so how are we going to fix it? If we were in space, we could use a salvage and repair ship. Luckily, UEE have some advanced portable tech. Bone, please equip the military multi-tool.
Oh.
The military multi-tool from Squadron 42 has various modes, one of which gives us the ability to salvage and repair while on foot. Okay, Bone, let's use the multi-tool to repair that pipe.
They're in Pyro. No, they're not. They're on Orson.
Yeah, it's Orson.
I think there's more than one thing.
Okay. Right, we can see at the bottom left of the screen the radiation levels are decreasing.
That's cool.
So let's head into the scene. Go on, Bone. Let's walk forwards a bit. Okay, now we fixed the damage, we need to find the enemies that caused it. While we're on the way, you'll notice that the on-foot emissions at the top of the screen. We're emitting infrared, electromagnetic radiation, and also sound. If any of these go higher than the background levels, it will be easier for the enemies to detect us. Let's take a look at the bad guys, Bone. As part of the emissions and radar tech, we also have the ability to scan while we're on foot.
Yes.
If we tap the button, we can do a quick scan to reveal everything, to reveal info about anything that's in our view currently. Okay, Bone, let's do a quick scan. This highlights whatever's in our line of sight.
That's so cool!
It's like hitting tab in
There's also some risk and reward to the scanning system. By holding the button, we can charge our scanner, and this reveals enemies through walls using a more powerful wave. But it does cause a spike in our emissions, which makes it easier to detect. Okay, let's do a charge scan, please, Bone. Okay. We can also see the augmented reality box outs, which give us a summary of what we detected.
But it only sticks around for a little while.
Let's get the gun out, please, Bone.
Oh, and as soon as you pull
Okay, we wanted to help the player see their equipment during combat.
That's really
so we
cool.
upgraded the weapons display.
How it only
as well as the ammo in the gun and the spare bags in their pockets.
displays
we also now
for
show
things when you
players'
actually have them
explosives and
equipped.
If they just always have an ammo count.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Okay.
That's really
let's
smart.
find the backpack.
That it shows you your extra mags too.
Yeah.
And the grenade.
There you can see our new explosives marker, designed to help you spot deadly grenades, mines, and missiles more easily.
Oh, it's got the new sound.
It does, yeah.
Australia just had an earthquake. Who says the news the Polaris
rock site too? Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the new cyan, new sound.
Yeah. Those look great.
That's right there.
That's
Success.
super neat.
Okay. There's no more hostiles nearby, so let's take a moment to talk about the mobiGlass. The mobiGlass is the Star Citizen equivalent of your smartphone. It has various apps that hook into the gameplay systems.
Oh.
Like all the UI we're showing you today, we wanted to redesign it with the player's usability in mind, to make it look good and also lay the groundwork for future expansion. Let's bring up the MobiGlass, please, Ben.
Oh, it's so much better. Oh my gosh, it doesn't look like garbage.
It's got your ship info right there.
Oh, that's so good too.
Pretty cool, huh?
Oh, it's so much
to
better.
smooth the user experience. We've overhauled the visuals, as you can see, to make it feel more three-dimensional and holographic. This is actually a sneak peek of the UEE military MobiGlass we've created for Squadron 42.
That's a way nicer UI.
This version has a focused selection of apps, and we're going to expand on that when we bring the MobiGlass to the Star Citizen persistent universe.
Dr. Bone.
We'll also have more of a smartphone feel in the PU with a wider range of apps. Okay, let's briefly talk about this home screen. It gives us an overview of our health, the environment, and even our ship. We can also check our mission objective. Okay, so that's enough about the MobiGlass. We've got some more really cool UI just around the corner, and to tell you a bit more about that is the very talented ZBM.
That is amazing. When are we getting it? When are we getting it?
They're saying that this is like...
Throughout human
we're not going to
history,
get this one,
as we have ventured towards the allure of the unknown,
Yeah.
we have used cartography as a key component to help shape our understanding and sense of the world
Better
around
star
us.
map?
Without these systems in place
3.22,
to catalog our experiences and to chart our journeys, we are forever lost amidst our own environment, and we are just running around aimlessly. This is why it is super important that you, as citizens of our ever-growing, ever-evolving, persistent universe, are equipped with the tools necessary to make your adventures meaningful. So, with that said, I want to show you something that I think is extremely cool. So, Bone, our next objective is to go to the map kiosk and download the terminal.
And download what?
Let's go ahead and activate it. What you see on screen, zoom out a bit, what you see on screen is a fully live 3D representation of the environment that we are in. You can see the callouts of the various default points of interest.
He's got his flashlight.
You can pan the map around.
Yeah, he does.
You can rotate it, and you can even cycle the floors that you're on to isolate the visuals
There's
of
a
the floor that
download
you're
map
on.
button in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
So our current objective, it's much more interesting if we can actually take this on the go. So let's download it to our databank.
Completed. I thought that said deleted.
As you'll notice, we now have the representation of the environment.
There's a mini map! A mini map! Let's go!
That's so good.
Finally! It only took them 10 years.
Now the thing that's really interesting to note at this point
I like that you have to like go and
not
download.
all environments will have such a convenient paid kiosk available. You may encounter run-down settlements, or you might come across a cave that no one else has ever set foot on before. What will happen in this instance is your radar will incrementally update your map, and it will incrementally reveal your environment and save that to your database. So you kind of reveal it incrementally.
So once you've explored somewhere, then the next time you go.
This map, what we see in the upper left corner of our visor is not really just a map. What it really is actually data. It's our radar.
I wonder if you can use like exploration
contacts on our radar as we scan
map places.
And it's basically what we have available stored in our database.
How big the planets are? Like that's going to take a while.
Because we have the location data saved to our data bank, we can obviously access that via our MobiGlass. So let's go ahead and pull it up in our remote glass, because this is going to get
Holy
really
crap, exploration, says Moo. Yes, exploration. Fun. Oh. And it shows you where you are on the map. That's so nice.
So, Bone, I would like you to cycle
it's got coordinates too.
between the different floors for us, please.
So you can just tell people your coordinates.
So you can see this lerping transition between the different floors and marker callouts of our objective and also where we are. I would like to talk a little bit about the tech behind this. What you're seeing is not a pre-baked asset. And I want to reiterate that because all of our environments can be very dynamic and they can change. They can take damage. Perhaps economic shifts might cause changes in the environment. And we can't export totally custom assets. So what we've done is we collaborate with our graphics team to enable us to render the environment in this way. And what it is we're actually whitelisting objects that we render and excluding everything that we don't need to render. So in our level markup, we basically have designers
you can see the trams moving.
And artists mark up only the bits that are necessary for the map. This lets us have a very compelling visual, but without much of the cost. So I think what we can do at this point, what I want to show you is something very interesting. So we might look around on this map and note down certain areas that might look interesting that we might want to revisit later.
You can give someone coordinates for a place on a planet?
We can see some doors on this map, and these doors are entities that are called out on the map, and they may change state. So there can be some doors which have a locked state, which they will display red. And doors that are open will be green. And there are other entity callouts that can happen in our map. So let's go ahead and find a location to put down a pin, please.
You can pin somewhere on the map and then
maybe that one. Maybe that door looks interesting. Press T. So what we can do is set a marker and we can customize
Yes!
details of that marker. Now, what you'll notice as well is as we set markers, there's metadata that is encoded into each of these markers on top of the customized name that we can specify. So we can mark as many markers as we want in this map. And these are all saved to our data bank, and we can eventually share these markers and even sell these markers on the market. So the thing about
yes! That's awesome!
Without mentioning data running.
Data running? Data running?
So you might specialize in exploration, whereas perhaps a miner might specialize in the equipment and make investments in their equipment. So you as an explorer might be in the business of going around and exploring and finding locations that are very valuable to other professions. And the role of these markers are very important in coming up with the data and so it's very important. We can basically, when you name your markers, you can make it as maybe obvious, or you can leave it a mystery. So you'll have, when you sell it on the market, you could get rated for how accurate the data is.
Oh, interesting.
So the other thing is we have a mission objective as well. And it would be very nice to be able to route to that mission objective.
Wait,
how do we get there? That is another purpose of the map, is basically navigating and letting us know the way towards that objective, towards a destination.
Is it going to show?
So let's go ahead
like a path?
and
is it going to show like a path
to this objective?
Oh, that's so good.
We can see a line being drawn from where we are up the stairs to our destination and where we want to go. So you will no longer be lost amidst all of our super complex environments. And what's worth mentioning at this point, and what's really cool, is
wait, does it show
under the hood
when
is
you're
actually
out of the map?
We'll see. Another piece of tech, AI pathfinding. And so what that allows us to do is leverage other existing tech to basically, it does all the heavy lifting, we just make it look pretty.
Oh.
So because of that, there are certain cases where the path might be blocked. It might have a locked door, or there might be a fire that is in our way. The AI pathfinding will account for that. It will go through doors, it will handle elevators, and it will handle fires, locked doors, and it will just handle everything. So that is an example of sort of a piece of tech that we've leveraged under the hood to help us achieve this goal. So, one last thing we can do at the moment is we want to make sure, we want to ensure that there are no more hostiles in our way as we make our way to our objective. So, what we can do is we can send out a ping. Bone, if you send out a ping, please. So the scanning will also be represented in the map in the same fashion as it is when you're in FPS. So we know that there's no more hostiles. Let's go ahead and make our way to our objective. As you can see in the upper left corner, we now have the route line our destination and the distance it takes to get there. As we traverse this path, the path automatically updates, and if you deviate from that path, it will recalculate the route you need to get to your destination.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So there's our buddy.
I get lost so freaking often.
So we'll make our way up to the carrot here. To the right.
I like how he's getting distracted.
You'll also notice the pin that we've laid down, as well as our marker objective called out on the map. And as you'll notice, as we head up the stairs, the floor will dynamically change as you head up the stairs.
There we go.
If we can get past this first. If we don't trip up. So as we make our way into the carrot, it's not just environments or caves or cities. We can represent the ship on our interior map.
Yeah, I was saying that from earlier, and you're like, oh, that's a dev tool. I don't think so. That's so cool.
So let's go ahead and pull up our movie glass again.
And will they get lost to the reclaimer? Yeah, they talked very briefly about like mapping and scanning last CitizenCon, but actually seeing it in action is.
Well, they showed off something like this. I think it was.
See the other floors. If you traverse the floors, though, just to demonstrate it. Here's our cartography deck. Down one. And our habitation deck. So you will have noticed from the previous presentation that this was very similar looking, right? It's utilizing our tech. So not only will this benefit you as a player, but it also benefits us as developers. Because we generalize the system so that other developers can leverage our map to create compelling gameplay. So other teams can leverage our tech, and we leverage the tech.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a circle of life.
Yeah, that's true. Because it also utilizes the AI pathfinding.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so cool.
So, we've been talking about environments,
I love that.
cities, representing ships on our map, maybe planet terrain. These are quite, I mean, our universe is quite big, right?
Star map.
It's only a small fraction of what our universe is.
Yes, the star map.
What happens? Have we tried this? What happens if you just take your mouse wheel and just zoom out?
What?
Keep zooming out, all the way out, all the way out.
No way.
Let's go, let's go.
Huh?
So, it's not just interior map, it's not just the radar, it is the map. It is one single unified system just across different scales. And
what?
That's the planet.
Yeah, that's Crusader.
And at this point, I want to invite Emily Hansen onto the stage to talk about the map as seen at this scale. Thank you very much, everybody.
That is so cool.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah!
You're not wearing a bra.
I was gonna say, you can see
so, do you want to click on the marker?
It's just incredibly hot.
As you all suspected, this is the star map.
That is...
I'm so excited to be here today to reveal this to you all. I hope you're excited too.
Why?
I think we all know the current star map needed a bit of work.
Yeah.
And we've done that. Now, mapping the universe.
Able to see.
This adds some cool interference effects and details to our planet textures. You can also see our improved player marker and that we're currently at Oracle. The player and location markers have merged at this scale because they're so close together. The player marker takes priority, which is why the marker displays the player icon and color. By smartly merging with bigger points of interest at larger scales, the player marker always remains visible to you. You'll always know where you are relative to points of interest near and far. So, is everyone ready to see more?
Yeah!
Let's take the step back button. That's the one on the right over here. So we can see, take a look at Crusader and all of its modes.
Oh, you can go per system too.
That's kind of like how they got it set up on the star map online.
That's so much better.
Crusader, smooths, orbits.
There's a select.
You can also see that labels have received a major visual update. Then our fully 3D, and this gives them a really cool perspective. Most labels are aligned to the galactic plane, and they rotate with the map. Though, give the map a spin.
Well, that's cool, the words.
Though, can you tilt past the horizon, please?
Oh, hey.
When we do this, the labels flip so you can always read them clearly.
Cool.
You can see it flip too. You can very clearly see it.
Yeah.
Labels for city markers and outposts work a little bit differently. Let's double click on selling now to focus on it.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. You can actually find shit.
Surface labels face the camera and appear when they're in the central part of the planet, producing on-screen clutter. Bone, want to show this in action?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Private property.
It's amazing.
What's private property?
Private property?
Markers on the far side of the planet fade out, so they don't take focus from the locations you currently care more about on the near side of the planet.
Yeah. Private property.
Bone, can you double click on other points of interest? As we selected this marker, its label will stay visible at all angles. So far, we've showed you that you can use buttons and double-clicking to jump to objects you're interested in. But wouldn't it be nice if you could also freely zoom out and into locations? Shall we try it though? Let's zoom out until we can see Crusader.
Oh.
We wanted to ensure you have freedom to move around, but this flexibility requires us to be really careful about how and when markers appear. Markers need to disappear when they get too small, but also stay visible when they're still relevant to your view. This isn't simple because objects in a solar system are vastly different sizes. Think about the size of a star versus a planet versus you, the player. You're kind of small compared to a star, right? Our solution is a technique we call cosmetic scaling. This allows us to draw a marker at its real size when we are close to it, and artificially increase its size as we zoom out, until we reach the point where it collapses into larger points of interest in the hierarchy. You can see this in action here. There's no way Crusader and its moons are this size, at this scale in reality. They've been scaled up massively so you can see them. Though, let's zoom out a bit more so we can see the moons disappear.
Crusader ate the moon. It stayed the same size. Yeah. So
you can also start to see Crusader's orbit line around the sun here. Before we go back, before we move on to that, let's zoom back in so we can see everything come back as we get closer.
It's so much better.
I like it.
As well as zoom, you can also pan around the map unrestricted. Bone, feel free to have a quick look around.
There's a lot of wasted space.
As we draw closer to a marker, the cursor automatically magnetizes to it. This ensures you never lose track of what you're trying to view when you zoom in. No more zooming in on empty space!